Hey guys, Kakarot197 again, this time with a review of the 1/144th scale remastered high-grade Aegis Gundam from the Gundam Seed series. So, like I already said with my Buster Gundam, the remasters are pretty much just remolds of the original Seed kit, so don't be expecting any new articulation or anything whopping or trailblazing. It's just the old kit with new colors and some additional features I will discuss in this video. So, for starters, the new colors. The pink on the Aegis is a brighter one when compared to the older ones. I don't have a 144th scale here, but this 100 scale will just have to do it for now. So as you can see, the pink is somewhat brighter on the newer one, and it does look better in my opinion. The gray is kind of like a metallic gray, but once again, like the Buster, there are some inconsistencies, like parts on the shoulder here. It looks like I cut it with my hobby knife. Well, of course I didn't. Once again, it's kind of like when you put milk in coffee or something and it goes a bit, well, swirly. And they could have done a better job on that. So it's kind of a disappointment. And so whites, a bit of yellow here in the V-fin as well, and a very dark blue. This is not black, it's very dark blue, and it pretty much looks identical to the other blue that's used. So that's all for colors. For stickers, only have the eye stickers and the blue here on his yeah, I suppose that's the commander antenna. For articulation, head goes bit up, bit down, will turn around all the way. Arms will go up quite far, thanks to the transformation gimmick, of course, like that. It bends here, and then of course the arm itself also bends, so a really nice up and down movement. Turns around below the elbow, one joint here, below the shoulder, elbow at one joint, about 90 degrees. This whole thing of course moves as well. Fists will rotate and wiggle around on a ball joint. Unfortunately, no waist movement whatsoever, of course, because of the transformation. Pretty sure if they tried to give him waist movement, the thing would be very unstable. Of course, his tail thingy also moves. Side skirts. They are on a joint here, so they, well, this part turns around, it turns around here. We'll go up and down like that. We'll turn around here. Yep. Front skirt. This is kind of a disappointment. The first one I built was the 1/100 scale, and these side skirts here aren't movable. Well, they do move up. It's the entire piece that moves. So I think they could have done better on this. I mean, it's a 1/144 high grade. This isn't a no grade. I mean, they could have easily made these movable. But still, you do get a nice movement because this does move up. Of course, that's thanks to the transformation. It goes up like that and back very far. So it does have a really nice range of movement. Of course, because it doesn't have a back skirt. And go out about that far, but if you move the side skirts out of the way, go all the way like that. I mean, that's some really nice maneuverability. Also, we'll go 360 here. Leg is only on one joint, so about 90 degrees, a bit more. The foot here has a little toe joint, I suppose. We'll go like that. Wiggle right, left, back, and forwards. And of course this little spike thing will also move. I should be, yeah, if I were you, I'd be careful with this. This is just plastic rubbing against plastic. And if my 1/100 scale was any lesson, not very stable. So be careful for that. Accessories, you of course get the Aegis beam rifle. The handle moves to reveal a peg, so you can clip it on him when he's transformed. Will fit somewhat loosely into the hand. It will always flop around a little bit, so it's not the best fit of all time. But then again, this is, well, technically this is a very old model. I think 2004, 2005, somewhat, somewhere around that, I think. So yeah, this is basically a 2004 model. And of course the shield comes with a peg here, can mount on either of the arms. Just be careful, this is plastic rubbing against plastic, so it's a very tight fit now, but yeah, if you swivel it around too much, that might change. So, yeah, those are all the accessories it comes with. You might have noticed that I didn't mention anything about beams. Yeah, that's because this kit doesn't come with any beams whatsoever. I mean, I was pretty pissed off when I saw that the other kits didn't come with clear beams, but this kit doesn't even come with, yeah, you couldn't really call it a toothpick, but it doesn't even come with solid things to represent the beams. I mean, that's really cheap and really annoying because, yeah, if you know the Aegis, he doesn't really have beams coming out. They're kind of like, yeah, it's really hard to say. It's like a triangle, so you can't just borrow it from another kit. So really disappointed with that. But yeah, there's nothing really you can do about it. So, let's get on with the transformation. Of course, the major gimmick for this kit. Wait, maybe I should go for the remaster accessories first. So, of course, one of the major selling points is, yeah, the connector part for an action base. You can mount it on either the small one or the big one by using the connector piece that's with the Actimate itself. Just clip it on here and clip it on the Aegis. And so you can display him in his mobile suit mode or in mobile armor mode. Both will work. And of course, the additional sticker sheet. These might look like a lot of stickers, but when you look closely, yeah, all the numbers are different for all, well, for about, like what, 10 mobile suits? 10 different mobile suits. So out of all of these stickers, you're literally only gonna use like 4 or 5 of them, so yeah, not the most useful thing around. On to the main event of this guy, of course, the transformation. And let me start by saying it doesn't need any other parts for its transformation. I mean, you do have to remove the hands, but other than that, it's all in the kit itself, which is really nice for a 144th scale. So let's transform him. Remove the shield. I should say, I've always wondered why is this cannon like tucked away in here. It just doesn't really make that much sense. It can only fire it in its mobile armor mode. And I think its mobile armor mode is pretty useless on Earth. Like this slides in here to replicate the legs. But yeah, I guess the Earth Federation, the Earth Alliance thought the same about it with their next generation mobile suits. Yeah, the manual says to remove these. This goes under here. Pulls up like that. This. That... I should say the transformation does feel kinda solid for now, but once again, if my 1/100 scale is any lesson, that could change in the future. So if you have this model, I would suggest to not try to transform this guy every single day. I mean, just pick one form and preferably stay with that. That just seems like the safest thing to go with. Whoops. Go, I guess, like that. Also, the Aegis does look quite unique, I should say. It doesn't really look like any other transformed mobile suit ever. And yeah, pretty much the pain of this machine is trying to get these arms in like a good position. Now it's like in this opened up firing mode, which is still, well, this one is actually pretty easy to pull off. And attach side skirts. The real problem is, and I've never really managed to do it correctly, is like his closed stabbing position. And I must say that I don't really get the point of that stabbing position anyway. I mean, it's like a dart. If he flies into something, he sticks in it. Like, what's he gonna do then? His weapons. Another thing I never understood about the mobile armor mode is this pegs in like this. Why didn't they firelink it, turn it around, and put it in like this? I mean, that would give the Aegis the beam rifle in his mobile armor mode. I mean, like, then he could use like 2 beam rifles, attach them like this to get even more firepower. Wouldn't that have been a good idea? I mean, call me crazy, but I'm pretty sure this giant-ass beam cannon isn't all that accurate, so it might be handy to have this when he's facing off against the more agile opponent. So, there's the Aegis, fully transformed, a little bit awkward, ready to grab the strike and self-detonate. Now, yeah, to get in this closed attacking mode, oh boy, I'm gonna try to do it, but it's gonna end up looking horrible. I just know it. I mean, like this, now it looks kinda good. Like this somewhat, but it's a real pain to get like these things to work out correctly. Let's just leave it at that. And it does look kinda interesting. Actually, just like a big flying dart. I mean, like, what's he gonna do when he's facing off against someone? Doink. Yeah, that's not really gonna work now, is it? Of course, I know that the beam sabers are supposed to, like, come out of here, but so it's supposed to go through the mobile suit? That, once again, doesn't really look like a viable option. I think he's gonna get stuck, like, around here, and then he's completely stuck in the mobile suit when he's gonna blow up. And that might not be the best idea either. Phase shift armor doesn't protect indefinitely, especially not this one. So, as always, the inevitable question is, do you want to buy this? And just like the Buster Gundam, I'll split it up in 2 parts. First part, you already have a 1/144 scale Aegis. In that case, I'd say definitely don't buy this guy. Yeah, just like with the Buster again, the so-called accessories and selling points aren't really worth a second purchase of the Aegis unless you really like it. Or unless you really like this color scheme. And I have to admit, this color scheme does look better than the original. I mean, the vibrant pink is really nice. But the so-called plugin here, yeah, it works, but this guy will also fit on the big action bases. Not the small ones though, but it will fit on the big ones. So that's all. That's once again not really a big selling point. And the stickers, well, they're nice, but they're not worth a second purchase. Second part is, you do not have the 144th scale Aegis. And once again, I'd say, no, don't buy this model. Simple reason is, buy the 1/100th scale. It's pretty much everything the 144th scale is, but just a little bit better. And you get clear beams. Get 2 of them. So, well, sorry there, Aegis, but yeah, the only reason you should buy this model is if you really must have a 1/144th scale Aegis. For example, for display with the Real Great Strike or with another strike, yeah. And that's the only reason you should buy this. If you just want an Aegis model, just buy the 1/100th scale. That's, yeah, that's pretty much the moral of this review. It's bigger, more detailed, it's just better in every single aspect. Well, final size comparison with the Slaughter Dagger. And that's all for now. And see you at the next review.